And this shot right here is the shot that Terence Crawford used against Kell Brook. One of Kell Brook's signature punches, a jolt, a Dempsey's jolt style punch, a variation, leading the opponent onto the shot, timing it to perfection, was used against him tonight. What a beautiful punch. And you know what, I've just got to say, so many times over the years, Kell Brook stopped Saldivia and DeLuca with that shot. He's hurt people with that punch. And the amount of people over the years who, how does anyone get knocked out by a jab? You just know as soon as someone says that, that person's never laced a glove in their life, never ever stepped in the ring. Because as far as I'm concerned, that punch is a painful one. It's the timing. It's the punches you do not see are the ones that hurt the most. You only have to look at the way Kell Brook's head rocked and snapped to the side there. That was a hurtful one. It betrayed, it took his legs, his equilibrium away from him. And it's that timing. And that's the thing that I've always said and always believed Terence Bud Crawford. That's why I believe he's the best welterweight in the world. That's why I believe he's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, if not the best. It's because of that timing, because of that way that he can adjust. Look, for me, the first 2 rounds go to Kell Brook. He comes out, he's patient. He doesn't fire his artillery off, but he's little feints, little twitches, just to make Crawford uneasy. Throws jabs to the head, then jabs to the body, but doesn't keep throwing the same jab. Doesn't just keep throwing it out for jabbing's sake. Crawford in the orthodox stance, long arms, wideish stance, looking, probing, but he's unsure, and he felt Kell Brook's power. He felt it because the right cheekbone, you could see it start to swell up quite quickly in the first round, just to the side, and then from there, the next round they come out and Brook starts to shoot that right hand in, and he starts to land his backhand, and he was looking fine, still tentative. He still didn't pick up the pace, but just towards the end of that second round, Crawford makes that switch, and then he goes southpaw, and from there he starts to try and walk Brook down. He closes the distance. He starts to put that mental pressure on Brook, that mental fatigue, starting to close the distance, make him make decisions, things that Brook doesn't want to do. He starts to throw that southpaw jab, throws it from his chest so it's going up. He throws it with speed at that sort of 45-degree angle. Brook starts to feel that pressure, still shooting off his right hand, but not, he's not firing it with reckless abandon. He's still trying to keep his poise, and he was doing fine. The fight was teetering on the edge. It was waiting to be spectacular. It had that air about it that it was looking like, Kell Brook was started strong, he was doing well, but Crawford was feeling it. You could see that he knew he was in with a fantastic operator in Brook. Let's have it right, Brook looked sharp tonight. He did look sharp. Not only physically did he look in fantastic shape, but he also looked sharp enough at that level to still hang. Just that little bit of pressure and that footwork with Crawford just edging and just starting to put that pressure on him with those longer levers and just that bit of timing. Both of them excellent aggressive counter punches, as I mentioned earlier this week. And Kell Brooks, with his just a little bit loose with that guard, with his hands down and where he throws his punches from, leaves the left side of his face exposed as he goes to shoot his punch. Terence comes over the top of that jab with a angled elbow high. I've got to say, it's like it is a Dempsey's jolt variation, and he lands it and turns the neck muscles of Brook, sending him staggering into the ropes. And that's that. It's all she wrote. Look, for me, Kell Brook performed, he performed well. He was just in with someone that is cerebral. He's able to, you hear all this stuff about Lomachenko downloading data and all that. Terence took that data tonight and he adapted and adjusted, and that's what great champions do. It might not be a Floyd Mayweather style, don't get hit and he just wins every round and looks amazing. Terence is a different type of fighter. He's a throwback fighter to the 70s and 80s. I agree with Bob. That's why I've always rated him. But tonight, Kell Brook went in there perform well. If he wants to retire now, that's so be it. So be it. But he can be proud of what he's achieved in the sport. I think he could have achieved more. I think he could have definitely have achieved more. I think there was bits of mismanagement, mispromotion, poor choices on his part especially, and it culminated to what we have. But he can still look back on his career with a lot of pride and fondness. But as for Terence "Bud" Crawford, if that ain't a statement, I don't know what is. Because as far as I'm concerned, that was a magnificent stoppage to do that in that style and use that type of punch. You're talking about a guy that, you know, has come up through the weight divisions, but I've always said, Terence, I said it earlier this week, he's not a small man. He's got a 71, 72 inch reach. He's had to boil himself down to those weights. Now he's at the weight where he feels comfortable, feels fresh. There's no shame in losing to that guy. And you know what? I've got massive respect for Kell Brook taking the fight. I think he fought well to a certain extent. But just as that fight was teetering, Terence closed the show. That's what great fighters do. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I might do a little bit more of a recap. Obviously, it's fresh. I just want to get the content out there. But I might look at it a little bit. Sore one because I love Kell. I think he's a fantastic fighter, British fighter. But you know what? Bud Crawford's a fantastic talent. So what can I say?